There are a lot of video AI tools out there, and it's not always clear how they do what they're doing. So there are tools like Oculus Clip that can split your clips from a long form video to a short form video. You also have tools like Creo that can allow you to create viral content by allowing you to have a faceless channel by making videos on your behalf. And you even have tools that can automatically generate chapter from a video and an audio file. So how are those tools doing what they're doing? What kind of libraries they're using? So in this video, I'm going to show you what you can use if you want to build something like one of these tools. And the tool that I'm using is a tool that I found actually almost by luck. I was looking for a way to fix one of my video because initially this video that you're seeing right here on my SAS YouTube channel, I wasn't looking straight at the camera. I was actually reading the document the entire video. And so I look online for a way to find a tool that has eye correction, and I found a bunch of like paid solutions. Then I was like, what if I use an API to do that? And I went in a deep dive and I found a video that was actually able to fix the video and make me look straight at the camera. And the glitch that you're seeing here has nothing to do with the tool itself. It's just happened on a computer that I had before that I actually had to throw away because I was having a lot of issues with this computer. But the tool that you can use to do that is actually a tool called Sieve. You can use this tool to do things like dubbing. So if you want to dub a video in a different language, or do auto crop, which is the technology that tools like Oculus Clip are actually using. So you can upload a long form video and get the short form version of that by using this feature. You also have things like video moderation. If you want the AI to detect if there's like graphic violence in the video, weapon of anything of the sort, you can actually remove background. So this platform has any things that relates to using AI in videos. I've talked about this before where I was saying that I think there's going to be an emergence of a lot of platforms that allow you to access different AI models. You already have tools like Hugging Faces that allow you to access like a tons of different models and application out there. But then you have those tools that I like to call AI wrapper that takes like an AI models that is working, like maybe sometimes set up the model on their own environment that they manage for you and give you access to those really powerful models so that you can actually implement that in your application. And oftentimes, because they have their own SDK, it's a lot easier to actually use. I'm going to show you an example that I did for an app that I built. So I built this app that do actually dubbing that allow me to essentially place an order. So I could place an order here, upload a video or an URL, it goes through the checkout process, and then it generates the video. So the workflow is working. I think I haven't connected the database right now, so I can't show you the full workflow, but instead, I'll show you the code, and I'm going to show you how you can do that inside, and I'm going to show you how you can do that inside of Sieve. All right, so here's the code that I wrote for doing exactly what you So the way you can do that, if you head over to Explore, you're going to have access to different building blocks that essentially allow you to build your own tool. So first, you want to pick the tool that you want to use. So in this context, I want to use dubbing. So I'll click dubbing. And you can see here, we have an example. This is a Steve Jobs video where he's talking in English, and then you can dub that in any language that you want. So how do you do that? On the right hand side, you have different function input. So you can pick the target language. I can say Spanish, I can say Italian, and so on. And it gives me some instruction on how to use it. So it's really simple to use. You just follow the instruction, say how you want to use it. So GPT-4, seamless, different translation engine, different voice engine, like 11 Live, and so on and so on. And transcription engine. So I can pick all the options that I want to use for this. Even mention safe word. And once I've filled up all of this information, I can simply just click submit and it will generate this for me. So let's say, for example, if you wanted this video to be in Italian. So I believe it's in English right now. It should be in English right now. And if I click submit, then it's going to submit it, but then it's going to use my data. But what you end up with is with something like this, an output that's in a totally different language. So right now, for example, it's speaking in a different language. Speaking Spanish right now. And you'll see that in the output, all you will do is return you the URL of the file. And you don't have to be a developer to do that. You know, I like to make my video accessible to non-developer. So I like to show steps that anyone can do, even without knowing how to code. But obviously, if you know how to code, that's a huge advantage. But you don't need to know how to code to do that. You just follow the instruction and you'll essentially be able to copy the input right here and use that inside of your application. So you can copy it as JSON, for example, and you'll see when you paste the input in your app, you see it here, see it passed all the files that I needed. So source file, so and so on and so on. And this is pretty much what I did when I generated this thing right here, right? So I got the source file, the target language, the translation engine, I picked 11 live, passed all the information. Then I provided a webhook where I was going to receive the request, and I was able to generate this app myself. And then in a couple of minutes, I was able to build an entire dubbing app here. And this is fully functional. Like I said, the only reason it's not working right now is because I need to reset the database, and I haven't set this up before this video. But essentially, all I do is just uploading the video, and it is good to go. There's a subscription model, good to go. The app is all set up. Then it calculates the number of minutes that you're using, and based on the number of minutes, you have a certain number of usage, you have your order history, and so on. And then I use this tool to do that. I just follow this instruction, and then when you scroll down on the page, it gives you additional information on how to use that, you know, like some recommendation and key features, and so on and so on. And from using that, I actually got familiar with more tool on the platform. That's why I came across the other tool, which is AutoCrop. And AutoCrop, like I mentioned, is the kind of tool that platform like Oculus Clip will use, like where you upload a URL video and then it will essentially crop that video into short form clips. So they're using models that allow you to do something similar. So you can use that tool as well. Funny enough, you don't even have to leave this platform, right? Like usually when you interfacing with an API, you have to do that on your computer separately. But with a tool like this, like Sieve, you can actually do it straight from the browser and test those tools manually and see how it works and how you can use them. There's a README that gives you additional information. There's some detail about the API and how to use it. You can even use the curve request to get set up really quickly, and you can head over and use Python as well. Whenever I was testing those, I always started with this setup here for the function, and then I added my credit card and I was able to start using it. But if I click here right now, it's going to use my credit card, and obviously it's going to cost me some money. I can head over here to job and I can show you some of the stuff that I generated in the past. So for example, right here, I generated some output here. So I wanted to see how the video would look like if it was trying to remake the video in English. So I was speaking in English. I wanted to see how I would sound like if I was remaking the video in English, and it generated this file. And because I've generated this file a while back, you can see that it's already deleted. So it doesn't keep the file here, especially if you don't have, I believe, your credit card on files. And I did that like 3 months ago. And you can tweak things too, which is really cool. I can just like tweak some of my settings and regenerate the new file. So yeah, so this is the tool that I wanted to show you. This is a super, super, super helpful tool to use. The next thing I wanted to say is that you can check out the documentation. In it, you'll learn a little bit more about how to use it. Again, it's very similar to use across all the different models that they have. And then you can like access the explore page, search for things that you need, and start from there and essentially learn how to use those different tools. One thing that is super helpful that I wanted to mention also is that this tool also comes with a YouTube downloader. YouTube downloading can be a bit challenging to do that on your own, but they've actually have an API that allow you to take care of that. So in my example, when I was building the Dubber app, I needed to find a way for people to pass the video link over here so I can download the video and do the dubbing for them and then generate the final file. So what I ended up using was this tool right here. It takes the URL, then you can specify the video type, and then it will just output the final file that you need for it. I think this is super helpful to have access to a tool like a YouTube downloader. And you know what? Go out. Like there's a tons of pipeline and models and things you can explore here. So I suggest to take some time, go through all the models that you can use, and I'm sure you're going to find something really cool to use. But just so you know, just with this tool, you can build an entire business. And done for you idea are always like the fastest one to grow, because you just, for example, a dubbing app, just upload a video, it translates it to someone, and then they have the output. So it's really quick to build, and it delivers a lot of value to people who use them. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to share with you. This is Sieve Data, and you can find the link in the description below. If you enjoy a video like this one, please make sure to hit subscribe. Check one of those videos right here, and then I see you guys in the next one.